How's it going, guys? Topic for today's video, vegan gains, worst of the vegan community, ? So Richard, aka Vegan Gains, has been one of the fastest growing vegan YouTube channels over the past year or so. And a lot of people disagree with how he comes across, his personal insults towards others. And they disagree with a lot of things that he says. And whether or not his channel is actually good for the vegan community. Now, I just want to preface this by saying I don't necessarily agree with everything that he says. There's a lot of videos where he says things about, women and stuff that I 100% disagree with. But everybody has their own voice. Everybody has their own opinion. People follow him and they watch his videos for the entertainment value. And they don't necessarily agree with everything he says, but they still will watch his videos. And I like to watch some of his videos because I think they actually have a really good educational value, especially for men. I would say probably between the ages of like 15 and 25. A lot of young, very impressionable guys who are trying to figure themselves out in this world and see all these bodybuilders and fitness gurus on YouTube that are clearly, they're on some type of substance. They're not, full natty bra, right? So they're definitely taking something and they're telling people that, oh, I'm all natural. I just take this supplement that I'm selling to you and this is how I got all of my gains. So I want to go into a story about myself. So I'm 29 years old right now. When I was 18, 19 years old, my biggest ambition was to have sex with a bunch of girls and basically just to get laid as much as possible. That was essentially it. When I was at that age, I was still trying to figure myself out. I didn't lose my virginity until I was 19. So before that, I was like, what can I do to make girls like me and want to sleep with me? Now to me, this sounds totally ridiculous, right? But that was the mindset that I was in at that age. And something that my brother said to me that really kind of stuck out when I was younger is he said to me that girls don't like skinny guys. And growing up, I had always been a skinny guy. I'd kind of been, I wouldn't say that I was like really picked on for it, but people here and there would make comments that, I was always a skinny guy. And it was something as I was growing up that I was definitely insecure about. So when I was 19 years old, I made the decision, I'm gonna get buff. I'm gonna get a lot bigger. And the reason for that was purely for superficial reasons, just to make myself feel better about who I was, to make myself feel more valuable as a person, someone that was actually worthy of having, a good-looking girl in his life, or to be able to sleep with a girl. So I think it was just before my 19th birthday. So 19 is age of majority in Canada, so you can go out to bars, you can go out to drink. So just before my 19th birthday, I started working out at a gym. And I literally had no idea what I was doing at all, right? As most people do when they go to the gym for the first time and they don't have any plan or anything like that, any routine to actually follow when they go there. And I had no nutrition knowledge at all, right? So one of the first things that I did after I started working out at the gym is I didn't want to use a personal trainer, is I wanted to get my own kind of like program. And back 10 years ago, so yeah, basically 10 years ago, buying stuff on the internet wasn't nearly as common. And I was just kind of like searching around the internet, blah, 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 blah. And I came across this one website and it's called fastmusclegain.com. A lot of the copy on this, on the sales page, actually I look back at it now and I was so easily deceived at that point because I was so insecure about myself. And I was very naive to how marketing and advertising works on the internet. And so a lot of the words that he uses is very good. He had a very good copywriter write this up. So if we look here, the title is Learn How a Skinny Computer Geek Packed on Over, it says 300 pounds, it should say 30 pounds. 30 pounds of muscles in 3 months without steroids, drugs, or harmful supplements. So here's a before photo, week 1, 135 pounds. After week 12, 167 pounds. So that's 32 pounds this guy claims that he gained, full natty bra, so no steroids or anything like that, in a 12-week period. Which, if you understand the body and what it's physiologically capable of, that's impossible. Also, his body fat percentage happened to just go down from 11% to 6.9%. So this sales copy really pinpointed a lot of emotional insecurities that I had about myself. So we see here, he says, skinny and average, I hated being thin. I felt the exact same thing. I hated being thin. And he just goes on telling us more about, here's some testimonials, gained 20 pounds of muscle, lost 22 pounds of fat, etc., etc. I was just so wanting to get buff, right? So in that time period, I actually did make some pretty decent gains. I was like probably 145, 155 pounds. And over the period of about a year and a half, I got all the way up to 175 pounds. From that time, my bench went from, I was struggling benching 65 pounds. And when I was done I was about 20 and a half years old, is that I was benching 225 pounds twice. But the thing is, I never really got the results that I wanted. And it was probably after about maybe 12 to 14 months that I was on this program, is that I was making some gains and I was gaining a lot of strength, but I didn't look like this guy here. And unbeknownst to me, looking back at this now, clearly he's on some type of either anabolic steroid or he's on some type of substance that is increasing his muscle gain. So whether or not he actually made these gains within 3 months, I highly, highly doubt it. There's definitely some trickery with the photo. So I don't think it's 100% accurate. So maybe those gains took him maybe a year, but during that year, he was also on some type of steroid as well. So after that time, after about a year or so, I definitely was not content with my body. And I wanted to make gains, I wanted to get bigger. So what I ended up doing was taking a substance, it's called 6-oxo. So one of my brother's friends actually told me about taking this stuff. And he's like, Derek, if you take this stuff, you're gonna get a lot bigger. And it was something that you could actually buy over the counter in Canada. So I don't know exactly how that kind of worked, but it was just basically like a pill that you would take. Now it's kind of funny. After I started taking the 6-oxo, so this is before I reached my max bench of like 225, I was squatting well over 300 pounds pretty easily, is when I started taking it, obviously there was a lot of side effects. Like I just didn't feel normal, right? But the thing was, I actually started getting some pretty decent gains while I was on this stuff. I actually went to a party and one of my friends actually asked me, he's like, Derek, like you've gotten a lot bigger. Like, are you on any type of like steroids or anything? And I'm just like, at first I was like, even though I knew I was taking this 6-oxo stuff, I was like, no, I haven't been taking anything, right? This is just, hard work in the gym. So 6-oxo, better known as androstenedione, is a popular testosterone booster and estrogen blocker. It is commonly used among bodybuilders in a post-cycle treatment after exogenous steroid in order to jumpstart the body's natural production of testosterone. It surely is hailed as a quote-unquote natural testosterone booster. However, the term natural is not exactly the best definition for 6-oxo, since it's a pro-hormone can be detected at urine, and the World Anti-Doping Agency banned its use in professional sports at the beginning of 2012. So basically for a while there, I was taking a pro-hormone that was, really kind of screwing my body up a little bit. And in order for me to just reach the gains that I saw this guy get, so I was following his program to a T. I was eating 6 meals a day, 2 chicken breasts, going to the gym 3 hours, 3 times a week, and doing working out for 1.5 hours each time. So I was following the program to a T, but I wasn't getting the results. And that's because I had no idea that this guy was most likely taking some type of testosterone or some type of pro-hormone. He wasn't making these gains naturally. And where this all comes back with Vegan Gains is that if I had seen one of Vegan Gains' videos when I was 19 years old, I definitely would have reconsidered what I actually thought was possible with my own body. And I probably wouldn't have believed that this guy did this without the use of steroids or anabolics or whatever, right? Because I wasted a lot of money and a lot of time in order to achieve a physique that wasn't even possible naturally. Or maybe it's possible naturally, but I would have to spend 10 years in the gym working out consistently, taking all those protein supplements. I was ingesting, on some days, 250 grams of protein in a day. And that's what I was told to eat. I was so just I had no idea obviously about plant-based nutrition at that time. So it came with a really nice book, and I remember reading in there how he didn't recommend vegetarian diets because you can't gain muscle eating a vegetarian diet. And I was just like, oh, well that makes sense, it's low in protein, right? So I know a lot of people, they disagree with Richard and how he comes across in his videos. But understand that they are gonna affect some people's lives. And I think his main demographic is guys between 15, maybe 25 years old, guys who have not had the blinders taken off of their eyes in order to see what's actually happening in the fitness community. Because I know if I had seen his types of videos back then, maybe at first I would have been like, oh, this guy is a douchebag, right? He's insulting all these people and making fun of them, making fun of the girlfriends. I don't agree with that. But then maybe over time, if I watch enough of his videos and see how he calls out all these guys, maybe over time I would have been like, you know what? Maybe this guy's actually speaking some truth here. So I know a lot of people disagree with him, and that's fine. I'm definitely not a fanboy or a huge supporter of him. I do enjoy watching some of his worst of the fitness industry videos because they do highlight an aspect of the bodybuilding community that is probably known amongst a small circle, within the actual community, the people who are making lots of money from it. But for all the people that are buying the supplements and buying these pre-workout powders and all these protein supplements and their coupon codes to save 30% off their protein supplement, a lot of people are definitely being misguided by the results that they're getting. So I think that his videos have a lot of really good educational value. And I know a lot of people, they might give me shit for saying, but I do think his videos are very well done, even though if he comes across as a complete dickwad at times. And he has said some things that, I'm just holy shit, how the fuck can you say that? But that's what he wants to express, and maybe he's doing it for shock value, maybe he wants more attention and more views, or he's just offering his very honest opinion. Who are we to judge exactly what his opinion is? It's his opinions, and he's putting it out there, and if you agree with it, watch his videos. If you don't agree with him and what he says, then it's as easy as not watching his videos. But like I said, I'm gonna harp on this point. If I saw his videos when I was at that age where I was researching all this type of stuff, I was looking in order to get gains, and I see this guy calling out all these guys as being steroid users, maybe things might have changed in my life, and I wouldn't have spent so much time and so much money going to the gym, spending them on these protein supplements, and probably hurting my body quite a bit in the process, which ended up also leading me to take a pro hormone in order to get gains, in order to feel good about myself, because I was so insecure about being thin. So I know a lot of people don't necessarily know that about me, that I did that when I was younger, but it's something that I want to talk about because it's so important. So maybe I can talk more about self-worth and self-value and not focusing on exactly how your body looks, because I know a lot of guys, they go to the gym in order to get girls. They want to improve their physical appearance so that they become more attractive to girls, and that just doesn't work. And if it does work, you're probably only getting girls who want you for your body, and they don't really care about your personality, so they're superficial as it is, and that's probably not somebody that you're gonna be with for the long term. Anyways, guys, if you have any questions or comments, definitely leave them in the box below, and thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Talk to you soon. Peace out.